Welcome back, everyone, for this week's episode of our Smoky Mountain Wrestling Podcast. We are the most unprofessional professional wrestling podcasters in the game. This is episode 73 of Smoky Mountain Wrestling from June the 19th of 1993. We are in a new venue, but they don't show the graphic of where we're at, but we've been here before. I can tell by the gymnasium that we're in. This is Cumberland, Kentucky at Cumberland High School, though. So I could tell from that, although they don't tell us, I'm telling you because I knew. Anyway, I'm not trying to put myself over. But with that said, Harper, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing great, Mike. How you doing? Yeah.
I'm hanging in there. I'm doing swell, pal.
Yeah.
Doing swell, yes. Doc, how are you doing, man? You hanging in there?
Man, with all this swell and chum and all this shit, why don't we just go down to a fucking ice cream social, you motherfuckers?
Hey, for the record, this is where one of the Battens was murdered when he was pile-driven on the outside of the ring. Yes, this is that same venue for the record.
Was he still laying there when they rolled into town?
Probably. Actually, this is probably the third time they've been here, at least for televised for a TV taping.
I didn't know where we were at first. I was like, I know we've been here before, but I don't know where here is. So I was just, my initial notes for this bullshit were...
Bullshit, huh?
Where are we? Let me guess. Some shithole with a ton of poor white people.
Yeah.
But when they... what? Tell me, again, every week we say this about Arn Anderson. Tell me what part of this is not true.
Proceed.
But, because later Dutch said Cumberland, Kentucky, me, your intrepid researcher, you're the most valuable member of any presentation from BNTT, I went back and pulled out the stats for Cumberland. Would you like to hear them?
Sure.
Yeah.
Proceed.
All right.
It's been a while, so yeah, definitely.
Here's the thing. We could have just stayed with my earlier analysis and been just fine, but I'll go ahead and give you the actual numbers because accuracy does matter. All right, pals. Cumberland, Kentucky. Hard to find a place in this country that's population is actually decreasing unless it's like New Orleans after a hurricane, which makes sense. But this place has actually lost 400 people since 2000. That's not that many people unless you consider there were only 2,600 people there to start.
That's a big percentage then.
About a sixth, a little, between a sixth and a seventh of the population in the last 10 years said, we can't make it here. It's about half it's about half the population from back in the 70s. So when that coal went away, apparently,
here we go.
They took their jobs. We are 93.6% white. So, Mike, I would suggest if you're going to go visit, you be out of the city limits before sundown.
It's a lot of white people, Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of white people, pal. A lot of mayonnaise sales. A male. I'm going to switch the economic marker up here. The male's median income in this joint is $34,000. That's not too bad, is it? I don't know.
Nah.
I make multiples of that, so it's hard for me to say.
That's definitely more than some of the places you've quoted where it's been 14,000 and 15,000.
Well, that's usually the household income. The household income, median income here is 15,000 a person.
Ah, damn.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's back then or now?
Well, no, that's now, and that's how you get how you get to my last number.
Fuck.
Which is where you get 38.7% of the population below the poverty line.
I bet they got a high suicide rate and like ODing and shit.
I believe the term that we use in the liberal media these days is an opioid crisis.
Yeah. Whatever.
When it's white people, it's a crisis. When it's black people, we roll into South Central with the tank and throw them in jail for crack,
Jesus Christ.
Mike, you were around for that back in the day.
Yeah.
It's a crisis. It's a health scare.
We got a meth head crisis.
And the whole crack thing back in
When
the
it was
80s.
crack, what did they call it? An epidemic. Remember? The crack epidemic.
I'm not going anywhere near this because it touches
Say
on
it.
too much political stuff. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's get into the show. Let's get into the show. And that right there is why we're the most unprofessional professional wrestling podcast there is. This is Smoky Mountain Wrestling episode 73 once again, June the 19th, 1993. Dutch and Bob Cottle kick things off for us. Bob Cottle tells us that the Armstrongs and Bruise brothers will be here, and Ron Wright found someone named Abdul Hassan to earn the bounty and take out Tracy Smothers. Dutch comes in with his cap and gown and says he will be talking to Chris Candido on Down and Dirty. Dr. Dutch is in the building. Doc, any thoughts from the opening right there?
Hold on, Dr. Doc is
Chewing on what?
Well, I've got some nacho cheese Doritos, the classic, the beginner, the
Wow.
classic Dorito right there, pal.
Okay, can you mute yourself then? You know, hit the mute button when you're
No,
eating.
Well, yeah, I was until you asked me a question, and I need to pop in. And let me just say, I think Dr. Dutch looks great in his cap and gown.
He looks
and
swell.
he looks very scholarly. And welcome to the club, Dr. Dutch. We should get together and talk about doctor stuff.
For real. Harper, anything from you on the opening there?
Is he really? Did he really get a doctorate?
The fact that you're asking that question is awesome. Because I guarantee you the people there during that time period were like, holy shit, he's got a cap and gown and he's actually got a diploma and it's framed. I guess he did get his PhD.
They're probably like, look,
if that's all it
Doc
took,
got his GED.
why? If that's all it took, why did I do so much work?
Right. Right. Okay. So, well, as Doc is peeling away at his Doritos and not on mute again, or Pop-Tarts, Blueberry, whatever the fuck it is, we go to the first match. It's Jeff Daniels. We haven't seen Jeff Daniels in a while, I don't think. And Paul Lee versus the Armstrongs. Yes, this is Jeff Daniels, who got his wig split wide open when Kevin Sullivan slapped Daniels upside the head, in the back of the head, with a wooden chair a while back. Many of you might remember that, where he bled, and I mean, he opened Jeff Daniels up on that one. This is a quick match where the Armstrongs win when Steve throws his drop kick off the top rope while Scott holds the guy up. And the Armstrongs obviously get the win, building them up here. Doc, your thoughts? Oh, let me throw it to Harper first because I'm sure Doc is still eating his Doritos. Harper, any thoughts on the match?
No, they just did the old drop kick finish.
Yeah, pretty quick too.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing special. Just gave him a win. Doc, thoughts from you?
I'm done with the Doritos, pal.
Okay.
Even got all the orange dust off my fingers already, so I'm ready.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about this last week. Paul Lee is silly, but he is a good bumper. Do either of you two guys know? Did he ever get a quick run in WCW or anything?
Oh, he did do some jobs there.
Okay.
Like I remember, I do remember that. Like I remember seeing him again, just jobber matches though. Like nothing real special.
Okay.
I mean, when you say run, define run. Where he just jobbed, or actually
he got in the ring and was paid for his efforts.
Yeah. I want to say I don't know what years it was. It may have been even before this, before '93. I can't remember, but I know. Well, I know he did some stuff there.
Speaking of that, I was listening to Tony Schiavone a few weeks ago, and they were talking about Starrcade '91, and they talked about the Night Stalker. And Schiavone said something that I think had a lot of value. He said that the Night Stalker had a great look and reminded him of a kind of a Billy Jack Haynes kind of character. And I think that would have been a better move for him because he was Southern, to be kind of the aw shucks Billy Jack kind of guy.
You notice we haven't seen a Night Stalker in a long time.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
I think this is when he turned into Atom Bomb, huh? That's where he went.
I don't remember specifically because I don't have it committed to memory, but he hadn't been on TV in like 3-4 weeks now. So
and Sullivan's been gone. He gets mentioned this week, but he's been gone for a while because he's probably over in Japan getting paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Must be nice.
Yeah, it must be. All right, so let's go to this next promo now. After that, it's Scott and Steve. It starts off actually with Bullet Bob Armstrong though, from his home. Let's give that a listen and see what's going on here.
Well, we talked about these young men, the Armstrong and the Armstrong family, being on a mission. We're going to find out more about that from these two, Steve and Scott, in just a moment. But right now, let's hear from the General, Bullet Bob Armstrong himself. Let's see what he has to say.
Right. Cornette, in just a little while, I'm going to replace this deer's head with 2 sticks tied to your ears, and your head will be in his place. I heard about the raw deal Scott and Steve got this past week on TV. You're always interfering. You'll never learn, but a lesson's coming your way, brother. It's going to come July the 4th weekend because I'm going to be able to sit ringside and look you dead in the face. And I want you to look at dedication, deadliness, and disaster, brother, because you're going to learn this lesson well. You're going to learn it hard because you finally wrote a check that even your mama can't cash. So I'll be there in full force. Now, I'm not ready to wrestle full time yet, but this letter right here says my doctor will release me within the next 2 weeks. I'm not as fast as I used to be, but even if I'm half-assed, I can take care of you, big boy.
He's anxious to be back, and I know you guys, Scott, are really anxious for him to be here also. And Jim Cornette, he better be watching out.
You know, Jim Cornette, we want you to know one thing, brother. This comes from Scott and Steve Armstrong, Cornette. So take a big fat donut out of your mouth and listen up to the television set. What you need to know, that's right, you hear these Smoky Mountain Wrestling fans? They know what I'm talking about. But you need to know one thing, brother. It's just a matter of 2 more weeks. So if you want to do something fun, you better go to Six Flags. If you want to do something else, you better go on and do it, brother. Because in 2 weeks, the first weekend of July, brother, that's when the Bullet makes his return to Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Bob, call him. I'll tell you something right now, too. Jim Cornette, I've seen some T-shirts out here, and I'm going to have to get me one. It's got a picture of a big old pig, and it looks just like what I imagine your mama looks like. And I can imagine just how she called you for dinner. She said, "Sweet, you fat tub of guts, 2 more weeks, and we're going to get you."
All right, fans, we're going to be back. We'll have more right after we take this time out.
All right, Doc, your thoughts on what we just witnessed there?
Well, that's not very classy.
No.
No.
But since I don't give a shit about being classy, man, that stone wall in that house, pal.
Jeez.
With that deer head on it, that's exactly what I want Bob Armstrong's interior of his home to look like. From the lion shirt last week to the stone wall and the deer on the wall, this is just, I mean, is it a stereotype or is it the truth? Love it.
It's probably both, but I agree. That was my exact note. Bullet Bob standing in front of that brick wall in his house with the freaking deer head mounted up is beautiful. And I'm not a hunter. It's like, what the fuck?
It would be fun to see you out there with like the ear flap hat and the orange protected gear, just out there ready to hunt. But anyway, I did a little bit of research while we were listening to that as well. It might surprise you to know that Brian Clark, the Night Stalker, was actually born in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He had a pretty southern accent to be from that far north. But then again, I guess in the current product, the Briscoes are pretty hillbilly, and they're from fucking Delaware.
He must have been from like southern Pennsylvania.
I mean, just because he was born there doesn't mean he grew up there.
Okay. The other thing I would like to inform all of you about is it appears that he debuted as Atom Bomb about a month ago in the WWF. So we may be done with Brian Clark.
That makes sense then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harper, thoughts on Bullet Bob here and what we witnessed?
Yeah, the fucking deer head looked fucking nice, huh?
There's nothing more
Bob.
stereotypical than what we just witnessed with Bullet Bob standing there. I mean, it's just perfect positioning, and it's purposely done where they catch the deer head because they pan up, they go from down up to down. It's. I mean, they did it on purpose, obviously. Yeah, it was great. I didn't mean to cut you off, Harper. Anything else on it?
The great thing about hillbillies is that they get real mad when they get stereotyped, but they never fail to live up to the stereotype.
Shut up. We get a replay of the chaos with the Armstrong and Heavenly Bodies from last week. Remember, the Heavenly Bodies won when Cornette used his tennis racket on Steve Armstrong. And then after that, they throw us to a promo with Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies, and here that is.
I'm sure you must have heard that Bully Bob himself, the General, is only just a couple of weeks away.
You know what, Tom? I got to say, that is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, the way that you guys, fair and square, beat the Armstrong boy.
I think so too, and if there was ever anybody's doubt in anybody's mind that my cousin could wrestle or fight, erase it from your mind right now. And I want to ask you guys something. And I want every fat redneck who's sitting there with his girlfriend or wife or daughter sitting on the couch right now next to you, man. And this is for you, Scott and Steve Armstrong, too. I want to ask you guys something. I mean, who can really say without a doubt what goes on when the lights go out? And who pulls in when you pull out? Because you're looking at the perfect climb right here. And my cousin Jimmy, for being a rookie 4 years in the making, you are tremendous. I'm happy to have you here on the Heavenly Bodies.
That's exactly right. Now let me just explain something right now. First of all, in just a couple of seconds, you're going to see the Bruise Brothers make their debut on TV. The most awesome, dominating force in professional wrestling is fixed to hit that ring. As for the Armstrongs, Scott and Steve Armstrong, whether it's tonight in Johnson City at Freedom Hall or anywhere across the Smoky Mountain area, brother, you are in for the fight of your stinking redneck lives. Now, I heard them talking about the Armstrong family tradition. Well, the Armstrong family tradition is alcoholism and unemployment, and it's fixing to be defeat as well. And then Bullet Bob Armstrong says he's coming back in a couple of weeks, going to be at ringside, just to make sure that I don't interfere in the matches. Well, I got news for you. Those two little pencil-neck sons of yours, I don't need to interfere for my boys to beat them. But Bullet Bob, you're coming back just a little bit too soon. Just a little bit ahead of your doctor's advice. And I'm going to say this to you. What's been hurt once, brother, can be hurt again and hurt worse. Because I'm not stupid enough, and neither are they, to let you come back and get back in wrestling shape. Because I know what that'll mean, and we will avoid that at all costs. And one more thing about Bullet Bob Armstrong. Next time, Armstrong, that you meet my tennis racket, it ain't just ribs I'm going after, and that goes for every single one of you rednecks in this audience, because I will, at any given moment, pop anybody in the head, and that's been proven on many occasions. I'm out of here.
Jim Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies. Let's go to the ring.
Harper, your thoughts. I guess I'll throw it to you first on this time.
Well, his mustache is gone, huh?
Here. I had the same note, and I was like, how does anyone shave off a mustache and get even creepier?
I know, huh? He must have got crabs in his mustache for those rats.
He got fleas in him. Jeez.
Yeah, he got that flea, man. Fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Harper, any other expert analysis? That was good.
They went to fucking... We're gonna pull in when y'all pull out. I mean, what the fuck, man?
That was great. I mean, because your mind goes, pull out and then pull in. So, okay, yeah. Anything else, Harper?
No.
Doc, what's up?
I like how Cornette said fair and square at the beginning, continuing the great tradition of, what are you talking about, cheat?
Right.
We don't cheat.
Yep.
Who cheats?
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to cheat.
Yeah, that was good.
It has escalated quickly, I guess is the best way to say. And, we know that they went early to the Armstrong feud, but it has picked up steam quickly. And it feels personal. It feels like they're willing to do anything to end it and get, up to and including hospitalizations. So that's another good, personal, violent feud we have in the Federation on top of the Smothers and Dirty White Boy thing going on. And then at the end, he just, ran over and kicked the rednecks in the head, too. Good for him.
That's what Cornette does. You know, he repeated the line about alcoholism and unemployment, but remember, that line was said on a local promo and not the regular promo during the show.
Yeah.
So it may have just been one market that saw that. So I kind of, we talk about repeating lines a lot, but I don't really consider that repeating just because this one goes out to the greater audience than just the local on that. So I thought so too. Good stuff. I mean, they're talking about, waiting for the man to leave the house so they can go bang the man's wife. I mean, it's
what
so
the hell?
Southern. Right. And then they won fair and square. Okay, yeah, sure thing, corny. Which is great. I mean, it's Southern wrestling at its finest. After that, I do want to play the local promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to. I have notes.
Okay, so let's play it. Here it is.
White Boy, Killer Kyle, Jimmy Golden, and Primetime Brian Lee, all vying for the King of Kentucky title in Hazard. Here's White Lightning and Tim Horner. He's in line for that King of Kentucky title.
That's right, King of Kentucky. That means 8 guys going to be in there. It's going to be a long night for somebody because whoever wins is going to have to go 3 times. Well, I'm ready, willing, and able to go the distance. Now, like I said earlier, I'm not from Kentucky, I'm from Tennessee, but I'd be proud to be the King of Kentucky.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling in Hazard, the Heavenly Bodies against Scott and Steve, the Armstrong brothers at Memorial Gym.
That's right. Hazard, Kentucky is the place of a great beating. A great war is going to take place right there, and it's this Thursday night. How far do you people have to drive to see some good live entertainment? Well, this kind of entertainment is not for the meek at heart. And as a matter of fact, we're going to give it an R rating. If you don't like your kids to see violence, you may not better bring them, because Cornette, when you crucified the bullet Bob Armstrong up on a cage and broke his wrist, bruised his sternum, hit him in the groin 3 times, brother, you drew first blood. And we're going to claim the second right there in Hazard.
Hazard, Kentucky. Just like my brother said, you've turned this into a family thing, Cornette. You got Tom Pritchard, got his cousin Jimmy Del Rey, Gigolo Jimmy, they call him the Toothless Wonder.
Bring him on too.
Jimmy Del Gay or Jimmy Del Rey, you gonna get it, brother, in Hazard.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match features a...
Wow. Doc, you first.
Well, what's wrong with being gay?
Yeah.
Talk about something you ain't going to say on TV nowadays.
I know, huh?
Jesus Christ.
Well, and how upset do you think Cornette was at Armstrong for saying leave your kids at home? What kind of reverse money printer shit is that? You're a babyface that just said it's going to be don't bring your kids to the arena. What are you doing?
I don't know. I mean, part of me feels like he would have took it out if he would have been real mad at it.
Maybe they didn't have time. Maybe
Okay.
didn't have time. Didn't
Maybe
have
so.
time, pal. Never enough time.
That's possible. Anything else, Doc?
That really bothered me that it was don't bring your kids. This ain't Chappelle's show.
Okay. Harper, what did you have from this? Anything?
Imagine if we would have called him Jimmy Del Fag.
Oh.
You think they would have kept that?
I don't know, bro. They may have left it in.
Yeah, back then.
But it wouldn't have made sense because it didn't rhyme with gay.
That's so hard.
I mean,
Fucking
that's-
Rhyming is overrated, just like that
yeah.
stupid hip hop bullshit.
Okay. I'm surprised none of y'all pointed out how 90s they look right there with the fucking tucked-in shirt, stonewashed jeans, and then Scott's got it even. He's putting it over even more. He's got the fucking gimmick bag, fanny pack in front of him, tucked-in shirt, glasses, mullet.
What color was your fanny pack, Mike?
Black.
Really? What'd you keep in there again?
I mean, a lot of stuff. Why?
Like what?
Yeah,
Wallet,
I've
keys.
never owned a fanny pack, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Does Zubaz
Wallet?
not have pockets?
Wallet, keys. You know,
Do you ever have Zubaz?
not. I don't remember. Nah, not really. Well, yes and no. Let's get back to the show.
You had the Walmart brand. I get it.
So the next match is Chris Comet and Larry Santo versus the Bruise Brothers. Cornette is on commentary the entire time. This went on way too long, in my opinion. I understand beating the piss out of these guys, but it should have been like when the Road Warriors beat the people on Saturday night. And I only say that because it just drug on and on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're impressive. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong here. The Bruise Brothers are impressive because they're huge. But, God, these guys took a beating. They actually, Comet and Santos actually win because of the DQ. Harper, I'll throw it to you first and get your thoughts on the match.
It was almost like a cat playing with a half dead mouse. It's like, dude, just fucking put it out of his misery, man. Come on, bro.
End this shit, please, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. Doc, your thoughts?
My exact notes were the Bruise Brothers are like hillbilly road warriors. They should have had them come out and squash them like this was 86.
Yeah.
I thought this was a big miss here.
I'm not going to call it a big miss, but it just went on too long. And again, It goes back to the thing, too, where this is the first taping in this venue, so I'm sure Corny's, he's got it. Look, Corny's meticulous about things. Jim had this laid out, and you got to remember, he's got 3 tapings, I assume 3, sometimes they did 4, in this setting. So he's got all these segments written out on his TV. So he's trying to find spots to fill time, and he figures, look, this is a slot where I need to have X amount of minutes for. And that's why it went on that long. I mean, that's, but I agree. I won't call it a huge miss, but I would rather have seen it been like Road Warriors 86, come out, the damn music hits, they destroy the fucking talent, and they're out of there within a minute. This went on for a very long time now.
Well, and so I did see when the Bruise Brothers one of them brought Comet over to the announce desk. That reminded me of 86 when Eaton would bring people over to the desk in the studio.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I just couldn't help but wonder what kind of Nazi imagery was tattooed on them and covered up by their T-shirts.
I don't know.
Do you want to expound upon that?
No, you brought it up. I'm gonna let you throw that out there.
Well, capital A, allegedly, the Rons and Dons Harris twins had some SS tattoos at one point in their wrestling career.
Like a fucking neo-Nazi shit?
Allegedly.
Bro.
That's all you got, Doc? I thought you were going to sell it. What else do you want me to say? I can't say anything else. It's allegedly.
Okay.
These are two big bastards. They catch it. They strike a stunning visual in the ring with that hair and.
No, they're huge, dude. I mean, god damn, they're big, and they beat the shit out of these
They're bigger than Primetime, because I remember when Primetime and them were together at ECW, and they're bigger than him.
Oh yeah, they make him look small. Okay, Harper, anything else from the match? Or are we good to go? All right. So we then move to a segment where it's Ron Wright with Abdul Hassan, and here it is.
All right, fans. Right now we're here, of course, with legendary manager Mr. Ron Wright. And Abdul Hassan, who I believe you say is definitely going to collect the bounty on Tracy Smothers.
Let me tell you, I brought this man all the way in here from Baghdad, Iraq. This happens to be Mr. Hussein's nephew himself. He was the commander-in-chief of the Republican Guard. They flew him all the way over here to help me get rid of Tracy Smothers, collect that $20,000. And I tell you, I know why he's going to get the job done. The American troops went over there and bombed them poor little infant baby factories over there, calling them atomic bomb factories, killed them little babies, and they've not even got milk to drink. He's over here on a mercy of mission, raising money to buy them little babies milk, Bob.
Oh, and you think that $20,000 is going to go a long way toward that?
That's going to be a start. We got a lot of other stuff this man's going to be doing over here, going a long way towards getting the Rock rebuilt. But what we're going to take care of today, Tracy Smothers right there in the middle of the ring. When this is all over, these beloved hypocrite wrestling fans around here are liable to see the old honorable beloved Ron Wright walking on water from up over that ring when this man collects that $20,000.
All right, fans. Mr. Ron Wright, Abdul Hassan, and we're going to hear from Dr. Dutch down and dirty when we come back. Right.
Okay, Doc, we've had a lot of discussions offline about this promo, but you go first. Your thoughts.
What is more unlikely, Rod Wright being and hanging out in New York City, or him having some connection into Baghdad, Iraq to pull gentleman wrestlers out of?
It's probably about equal.
And boy, I think this would be a bigger heel move today than it was then. You talk about things you couldn't say, we can't say that now. I think this would be a bigger heel move now than it was then.
I think you're onto something with that.
Yeah.
Because of the... Yeah.
I think, and here's the other thing. I think him saying he was from the North and wearing that New York Yankees shirt was a bigger heel move than bringing in an Iraqi wrestler in 1993.
They were about equal to me at this point, but I do agree with what you're saying about if they did it now, it would be more of a heel move. Harper, you were about to say something though.
What's a baby factory?
I don't know. I think Ron got a little twisted on his words because
yeah,
I think he meant to say we thought they were missile factories or bomb factories and we bombed it and there were children in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's funny that the babies are getting killed and now they don't have any milk. So this guy's trying to collect the $20,000 bounty so he can buy milk for the babies in Iraq.
Yeah.
How much is the flight back to Iraq, and how much milk would the leftover money then buy? Seems like a waste of time.
He took Spirit, so it's going to be cheaper.
Ron right here talking about those poor little Iraqi babies was great.
I know, huh?
Harper, you have anything else from this?
Poor little bastards.
Okay. Y'all got anything else before we move to Down and Dirty?
Mm-mm.
So we go now to the next promo. It's Down and Dirty with Dutch and Chris Candido. So let's give that a listen.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Down and Dirty with Dr. Dutch. I'm Dr. Dutch Mantell, and you're not. Now, my special guest on Down and Dirty with Dutch today, he's not out here with me right now, but he is the WWA currently reigning heavyweight champion, the Suicide Blonde, Chris Candido. Now, he says he don't want to stand out here like a bozo while I go through all this. He wants to be treated like a real world champion, should be treated. So without further ado, hit the music, man. The WWA World's Heavyweight Champion, Chris Candido.
All right, Doc, I got a question. What song is that?
I have a note asking you.
That's
No, what?
Okay, no, hold on. My note is how many people in that gym knew that song or who sang it, and then how about you, Menace?
I have no clue. I have no idea.
Do you know this song?
I know the song, but I don't know who sings it.
That would have been Harper. Would you like to tell him?
I forgot who sings it.
Jesus Christ, it's so lonely in here. That would have been from Australia, In Excess.
No shit.
Oh, shit. That's who that is?
In the mid to late 80s, they were a big ass deal.
I even know that. You're right. What was that popular song they had?
They had a
Need
bunch.
You tonight. Something.
Yeah, that was
New
one.
Sensation.
Yeah.
New Sensation.
They had some old jams like Listen Like Thieves, which was great. Dude, we could stay here all night, pal.
Harper's singing, dude. Did you hear him?
Yes.
Harper, hit that tune again.
I need you tonight. Something like that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy, let's keep going with Down and Dirty. Here it is.
Hey, heavyweight champion, Chris Candido, the Suicide Blonde. Chris, this is your first appearance on Down and Dirty with Dutch. And do I look scholastic or what? Do I look academic out here today with my new diploma and all? But what I want to talk to you about today, Chris, there is some discrimination from Smoky Mountain Wrestling. They're obviously having some reservations about recognizing the WWA title. Now, I want to know your comment. Why is this discrimination going on?
Dutch, I can't understand why there's nothing happening in an organization and these out-of-work coal miners will not recognize my championship as a real world title. You know what's a real world title, don't you? Absolutely. If Dr. Dutch, he's all astute with you're a graduate, you believe I'm the real world champion. Absolutely. It just goes to show the stupidity of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. This organization already has one lawsuit with sexual discrimination. Yes. I might just take a Class Act lawsuit and sue them for not recognizing the real world heavyweight championship because they're discriminating against me. You know why? Because I'm from New Jersey. And they don't like people from the north down here. Well, now, see, I've had to put up with these people for years and years and years, and I happen to like New Jersey myself, a lot of good people with that. What do you think is the basis for this discrimination? Why won't they recognize that WWA title?
Well, I'll tell you what, you take a look at me, you see me wrestle, I'm Nature Boy Ric Flair and Nature Boy Buddy Rogers all rolled into one, except a little bit better, because I'm a natural blonde. And I think Smoky Mountain Wrestling is just scared to death of having a man to come in and wipe out all their talent, and there'll be nobody left but just me. Oh, and you, Dutch.
Yeah, well, let me say one thing. This Thursday night, Hazard, Kentucky, a King of Kentucky tournament. 8 men are in that tournament. You're in it. What are your chances in that tournament?
Well, Dr. Dutch, I don't care about Kentucky. I don't even like being down here. But I tell you what, being a real world champion, I'm going to be the King of Kentucky in Hazard this Thursday. Like a cakewalk, no problem.
Okay, there you heard it. I got to go right now. We're just about out of time. Any parting comments for the Smoky Mountain Wrestling fan?
One thing I want to say, talk about New Jersey, forget about Bruce Springsteen. Look at the real boss.
There you heard it from the Suicide Block. The WWA champion, Chris Candido. Don't go away. We'll be right back in 120 seconds.
I like that last line about you being a real boss.
You don't know what that stands for either, though.
Yeah, no,
you're thinking about
no. What?
You're thinking about Sasha Banks, aren't you?
No.
Yeah.
You know that Bruce Springsteen's nickname is the Boss?
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Well, I don't think many people there knew that he's from New Jersey.
Right.
Okay.
I think that flew right over their head.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I hear
and
you.
the coal miner thing flew over their head, too.
Yep.
It's safe to say a lot of things fly over these people's heads.
Wait.
I mean, if we're being real here.
The main thing that flies over their head is way up in the sky when it's the jobs flying to another country.
Okay, Doc. Seriously?
Seriously.
All right. Doc, your thoughts on this?
I like Candido. I think he's young, he's green. We talked about that last week, but I like him. He's got a different angle coming at things. And he was giving deference to Dr. Dutch, which I thought was funny as well. So there you go.
Yeah, Harper, anything from you?
I just added in excess to my Spotify.
Dude, there's some jams, man. You will not be disappointed.
Devil Inside. Remember that song?
Every single one of us, the devil inside.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's what people come here for. We're talking Smoky Mountain. I asked Harper what he thinks about the promo, and In Excess is what's on his mind.
Dude, In Excess had like a 3-year run where they were a lot bigger than you remember.
Yeah.
They were badass.
Late
I agree. Yeah, they were. They were good. Mm-hmm. And it was the right time, too, because that was the whole time, like, MTV was starting to hit on all cylinders. And
Dude, that lead singer crushed more ass before he choked himself out and committed suicide. But he crushed more ass than... I mean, go back and look at a picture, Mike, and tell me, in 1988, who was getting more ass than that dude?
Yeah, no, with his hair and everything.
Yes.
He was knocking him down, bro. He was knocking him down like Smothers was knocking him down in the Smoky Mountains.
Everybody, you got to find your niche. You got to find your niche and bang ass.
Ride the wave of it, so my notes on the promo, Candido dug in with the out-of-work coal miners line. I thought that was funny. Candido also talked about filing a lawsuit. I'm losing count of the amount of lawsuits in Smoky Mountain Wrestling at this point.
Well, and I don't think he understood what a class action lawsuit is either, but that's okay. We'll gloss over that.
We'll gloss over that, right. His basis for the lawsuit is that they won't recognize his WWE World title, but like Doc said, we're going to gloss over the whole class action thing that he brought up. And I did love him saying he was better than the Nature Boy, both Nature Boys, Buddy Rogers and Ric Flair, and that he was a natural blonde as he cuts that promo with brown eyebrows.
And I was like, well, what about Paul Lee?
Right, yeah, what about Paul Lee? You better than him. But no, good stuff. I like Candido. I really do. He's young here, but it's fun to watch him so early on in a promotion that most people had never seen him in. So that was that. The next matchup is Robbie Eagle versus Primetime Brian Lee for the Beat the Champ TV title. Besides Dutch's comments about having to ride horseback to get to the matches tonight during the match, I don't really have much other than Primetime Brian Lee wins. Doc, did you have anything else?
Robbie Eagle had a nice move early, didn't he?
What did he do? You're gonna have to refresh my memory.
Oh, I don't remember.
Stupid ass. Hopper, what
It was
did you
like a
have
belly
from this?
to. It was like a belly to belly or something.
Yeah, that's real hard to do. A fucking belly to belly. No disrespect to Robbie Eagle. Disrespect to
Right.
Doc Turner. Hopper, anything from you?
I think it was good to see that he won with like a knee drop for the top rope instead of the cancellation. It was nice to see something different.
Yeah, and he's on a roll here with this thing. You know, he's on a roll.
Yeah.
which is cool. So we go from that then to the Rock and Roll Express, and here that is.
All right, fans, here are Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions, Rock and Roll Express, Ricky and Robert. Ricky, Jim Cornette has got two, awesome guys. These Bruise Brothers are something to behold, and they're after rock and roll.
That's right, Bob. Let me start right here. Robert and I have been in every major wrestling organization in the world. We have had the world titles 4 different times. Right. We've had the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions 4 different times, and we have faced many teams. But one thing about this team right here, I don't care who they are, bar none. They are the toughest tag team that Robert and I have ever faced in the history of when we've been wrestling. But one thing about it is, the last time when they got in the ring with the Rock and Roll Express, they attacked us. But one thing about it this time, Bruce Brothers, it's going to be face to face. Oh yeah, you might be real big, and you can hit me 20 times, and I might go down every time. But one damn thing about it is, I'm going to be right back up in your face, because we don't care about your Bruce Brothers. The only reason you're here is because Jimmy Cornette is patting your pockets, baby. But let me tell you, every dog has got his day, and yours is just right around the corner. So bring them on, big boys, because rock and roll, we're here to stay. We're not here to play.
All right, fans, there they are, the Smoky Mountain.
It was good up until that. Not here to.
Yeah.
That line's, god damn, that line's making me want to fucking poke my eardrums out. Anyway, Doc, Hopper, you first.
I like how he put over the Bruise Brothers.
Yeah.
You kind of it makes them seem more legit because I mean we know fucking rock and roll. Let's fucking wrestle against the best.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. Doc, your thoughts?
I didn't like when he pointed out we've been the world champions 4 times and the Smoky Mountain champions 4 times. It made Smoky Mountain seem minor league.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You
could say we've been the world champs 8 times, 4 times in Smoky Mountain, but it didn't. I don't like it. Yeah,
no. You got a point there. You're on to it. All right, let's keep going. The next promo up is fucking Tim Horner.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Before we go to the ring for our bounty match, let's hear these words from White Lightning Tim Horner about his title match with Tracy Smothers to take place in Morristown, Tennessee on July 2nd.
You know, I'm real excited about getting the opportunity to wrestle Tracy Smothers for the Smoky Mountain heavyweight title, right there in my hometown, Morristown, Tennessee. But you know, there's been a lot of people trying to stir up a lot of things between Tracy Smothers and myself. But one thing's for sure, Tracy Smothers, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a clean match, and it's going to be an honest match. I guarantee you that. But one thing, Tracy, we're going to have to put the friendship aside in this one because it's for all the marbles. Right there in my hometown, Morristown, Tennessee, July the 2nd, Super Summer Spectacular. I'll see you in Morristown.
I thought that was good, man. Tim got in, got out, made his point, and hit the road. I'm not going to talk bad about it. Hopper, what did you think?
He got out when the getting was good, and he just said his shit and fucking left.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. I agree 100%. Doc, your thoughts?
My note was this is about as good as you can get from Horner.
Mm-hmm.
This represents peak Horner right here.
Yeah.
I mean, he just comes in real quick, makes his point, got out. That's what you need.
Is this going to be 2 straight weeks where he doesn't win the Tim Horner Award?
He's not winning the Tim Horner Award this week. That's for damn sure. Not in my eyes.
Dang.
Okay, so
what is this world coming to?
I know, bruh. Fuck. So let's keep.
Hey, you know, if Tim Horner can turn it around, get his life together, I have faith that all the hillbillies out there can get their scene squared away too. I believe in you.
Keep going. All right. So after this match is the $20,000 bounty match. It's Smothers versus Abdul Hassan, and Tracy comes out waving a flag, but on the floor, Ron Wright is waving Hassan's flag. He's got the Iraqi flag. He's whipping it around. Let me play what happens first, because before this thing really gets started, Tammy Fitch comes out and she's got something to say. It's relatively quick. Here it is.
Wait a minute, we got a visitor in there. Tammy Fitch is in the ring right now.
All right, here's Tammy Fitch. What's she doing in there, Dutch?
She looks very stunning today, I'll say that.
Tracy, I've been here for several weeks now, and I think I'm beginning to understand you cute little Southern boys. You like to do your hunting and your fishing and watch Andy Griffith on TV, and you don't need to be wearing that cute little hat about this bounty thing. I mean, with all these people after you, you need someone a little bit smarter than you are to schedule your matches and watch out for you. And, you know, all you have to do is sign a contract with me, and you won't have to worry that cute little head about anything.
Ma'am, I have been nothing but nice to you, but as you can see, I've got problems. I've got people after me. Now, they say that beauty is skin deep, and there's no doubt you're a beautiful woman, but then ugly's to the bone. But if you won't get down to that bone, you're so ugly, you look like you fell off the ugly tree and hit every branch. Now get out of here, I got things to do.
Whoa! My heavens. Wait a minute. It looks like Tammy Fitch has had that door slammed in her face one more time.
She's irate about it, too.
She's making her way over here, Bob. Get out of the way. She is hot.
All right, Doc, were you? They show some fat broad in the fucking crowd clapping after Tammy storms off, and that bitch is happy that Tammy got rejected. Your thoughts, Harper, on that, if you got anything?
Man, she's probably... These people have probably never seen someone like her in person.
Wait till they do something a little later on. I do not want to give it away, but they play up on that angle later on. And it is
because
it's fantastic and very insulting.
When you see that big fat broad,
how can those both be? How can those both be women?
Yeah, right. And it's like it's a slap of fucking reality of the people who fucking live there. And then when you see Tammy, God, she must be like Bigfoot to these motherfuckers.
I knew the Bigfoot reference was going to come out.
She's like a fucking unicorn.
A unicorn. There you go. Okay, let's get into the match. The match gets started after Tammy storms out. And
well, I thought that sounded a lot like Smothers shooting on Sonny in 2017.
That he shot. I don't know, dude. His promo he cut on her on his show was epic. God damn. But let's get into this thing. So the match starts. Hassan attacks Smothers when Smothers is trying to get the flag from Ron Wright. Get the Iraqi flag from Ron Wright because he's mad at Wright that's waving it. Wright is waving the flag throughout the match. Now, as we work towards the end, I'm going to play this for you because I don't even know how to recap it. So much happens. But so here it is. Here's the finish of the match, and then Doc and Harper and I will react.
Into the midsection. Now he's going to whip him with the Irish whip across. There's the elbow.
Hussein down. Ron Wright giving him advice or giving him something.
Wait a minute. Looks like Wright gave away. He's got some kind of powder, but he missed it. It was powder, and it went all into the eyes of the referee.
The referee.
Tracy Smothers ducked right under it. Here's Smothers, who scoops him up with a power slam.
We got company.
Wait a minute. Here comes the
company.
White Boy.
Dirty White Boy coming off the top rope. He knows.
He missed it. Smothers saw him and got right out from under him with a standing drop kick.
Another referee in. 1, 2, 3.
Now the white boy goes after Smothers.
White boy back in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the Wild Southern Boy, Tracy Smothers.
Tracy's fighting for his life right now.
Well, he won the war, but he may lose this battle, or he won the battle and might lose the war, Dutch.
And
There's a wild one in there right now.
They're all over Smothers now. He goes to shoot white boy.
All right, so it ends up ended actually where Horner comes out to help Smothers at the end of this thing, and they actually end up squaring off like they're going to fight. But, Doc, you first, man. What were your thoughts on how this all went down?
Well, I did a little research, Pally. Do you know who Abdul Hassan is? Right?
Go ahead.
Well, he's a wrestler that wrestled in both of our federations when we were kids, and when I saw the name, I was like, oh yeah, George Weingroff.
That's who that is?
He is the son of famous wrestler back in the day, Saul Weingroff. And George Weingroff is legally blind, by the way. But he was a wrestler in Mid-South in world class back in the 83, 84, 85 kind of range.
God, that don't look like him.
This is apparently the end of his career. It made me also wonder how many Iraqis have mullets. I thought this was a really good match. It made sense because I was like, you know what it made me? What it was is this guy just comes in. I don't know who he is, and he's wrestling really well, and they're having a really good match. Who is this motherfucker? Because he didn't just walk in out of the SMW power plant, right?
Yeah.
So I did a little research there because I thought it was a good match. Also, Dutch hit the line. Smothers' best 5 years of his life was 8th grade, which made me laugh. And Caudle said a former NWA heavyweight champ has contacted Smoky Mountain about coming in. If I had to guess, I would have said if that's a shoot, it was Tommy Rich, just for geography's sake.
It's amazing how that, just for geography purposes, it now that's what would make you determine, or help you determine what he was talking about.
Yeah,
just using
that was
geography there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really liked this. I thought it was good. It was a fantastic visual to see Ron Wright waving that big ass flag sitting there.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Near side. So yeah, I thought and then the end I thought was done really well as well. So
yeah, Harper, your thoughts on this?
It was a good match. I just didn't like the fact that Hassan spilled that fucking powder.
Well, he's legally blind. He's legally blind for a shoot. So
boy, did he! I mean, he takes the powder out, and I'd say he dumped fucking 3/4 of it out on the ring on the side.
I think the ref would have been like, "Hey, what the fuck you doing?"
Right? What the fuck, dude? You just dropped a pile of cocaine on the canvas, man. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, baby powder or salt. Yeah, that shit was insane. This was good, man. This was a good little finish. It kind of leans into what's going on with Horner and Smothers too, where they square off at the end when Horner comes out to help, and they don't make contact, but they square off like they're going to. I like this. I like the way this all went down at the end. Good stuff there. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna break character for a minute. I got AT&T on the way to my house. For those who don't know, it's a miracle the shows have been coming out consistently. I've been having internet problems, so they're on their way here. So we're gonna wrap up quickly.
What do you mean break character?
Yeah.
or give some breaking news. Real breaking news. So we're gonna wrap up. Let me get through this promo because we got a promo with Primetime Brian Lee and Tracy Smothers interrupts it. So here it is. Let's hear what's going on.
Hi, fans, and with us right now, here he is, Primetime Brian Lee, the first one to retire undefeated as our television champion. Not only this week did he win another $1,000, but a $5,000 bonus Brian Lee taking with him for being our undefeated television champion. Brian, I know that's a big success story for you, and I know you're very, very happy about that.
Exactly right, Bob. $5,000 undefeated.
Brian, I know this is your interview time, buddy, but I got something to say. Hey, dirty white boy,
You could stick that $20,000 bounty where the sun don't shine, man. I've been in this sport for 10 years. I've been in every kind of match conceivable to man. You want to send a bunch of cronies after me because you can't get the job done? That's fine and dandy. Just like I told WCW in Atlanta, Georgia, they could stick that young pistol name where the sun don't shine. I'm telling you the same deadgum thing. I'm a southern-born, southern-bred thoroughbred. Guaranteed not to rust, bust, collect dust, bend, break, or splinter. Born on a mountain and raised in a cave. And it'll be a cold day in July, Bob Caudle, before any nothing happening, stinking, dirty white trash or any goofy bounty hunters puts this old country boy down. I'm American by birth. I'm Southern by the grace of God. The South is going to rise again. Again, Brian, I'm very sorry. Good luck to you, man. I just had something I had to say.
Well, fans, I know you can see and you can tell that he's really upset, and I think he has plenty of reason to be upset. And Brian, we talked about you winning at $5,000. I know you're happy about that, but I think you got to be proud of him too, the way he's handling these bounty hunters, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, that's all we get from Primetime Brian Lee fans. Next week, right here, we're going to have another.
Something I should have said was Primetime Brian Lee, I think is, he's basically won now, and he's going to retire the undefeated champ or retire as one undefeated champ for the Beat the Champ TV title. So I should mention that first. So this should have been his moment in the sun when he was interrupted. Now I'll throw it to Harper first to give me his thoughts on the promo.
I think Brian Lee's kind of pissed, man. What the fuck?
Hell yes, you can see it.
That was his time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was his time. I agree. It was his moment in the sun right there.
Yeah. What the fuck, man?
This is a pretty big deal. What you just saw. It's just not. It's going to play out in a few weeks, though. Harper, anything else?
And here he's he had to retire the whatever.
I couldn't get it out either. The Beat the Champ TV title.
The fucking Beat the Champ deal.
Yeah, he's basically went undefeated. Well, he won his 4 matches, so now they're gonna have to crown a new one on the next episode. So yeah, Doc, your thoughts on this?
Well, last week Smothers didn't hit many catchphrases, but he got them all in right there. But because he didn't do it last week, I hadn't heard it in a while, so I'm okay with it. And PBL didn't look happy about getting bumped there, pal.
Yeah, the thing is, Smothers, here it is. Smothers interrupts Primetime Brian Lee as Primetime is about to celebrate. The story here is not what Smothers really said, but what he did interrupting Primetime Brian Lee, because Primetime Brian Lee obviously is not happy at the end.
Well, and Primetime was the first big baby face, and Smothers is the big baby face now. So there's some layers to that.
Yep. You got some animosity there, some real life, stuff and heat that you can weave into all this. All right, let's do our disability checks quickly since I got to get out of here and get off this damn thing so they can start working on my shit and get it fixed. I thought this one was about on par with last week, so I'm going to do 7.5. Doc?
I thought this one was on par with last week, so I'm going to say 7.3.
Wow. Harper?
I'm getting 7.5. I thought like it was a little bit worse.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of like the main at the end with with Abdul Hassan. I mean, there was some good stuff. I mean, it's not like it was totally bad, but I'm in agreement with you. And now
they sticking some things in the oven. They gotta cook.
Right.
They gotta bake. And we're in a lull right now.
I say this all the time with wrestling. There's no way you can live at peak levels because then you would have to start hot shotting, and you'd have to start. You're basically fucking yourself at that point. So it's like a roller coaster. You gotta hit the peak, and you gotta come down sometimes to go back up the next hill. And I think this is what to me you're seeing here. I've said this before, but I think that's what you're seeing with the promotion right now in June of '93, and that's where we're at. Okay, let's do the Government Cheese. Government Cheese Award is brought to you by Shar Johnson. It's also brought to you by Amazon. Make sure you use our Amazon referral link, tinyurl.com/BTCAmazon. Check out the link. It is in the show notes. Also, you can give it to your wives, give it to your girlfriends, give it to anyone who shops, and tell them to use it. It's a great way to support the show on an ongoing basis. Doc, who are you giving your Government Cheese to?
And I really struggled here. I went back and forth, and you know what? In the end, I gave it to Dr. Dutch.
Oh, to say, yeah, that was a good one. All right, from the beginning or his down and dirty segment?
Putting that damn cap and gown on in that place. Talk about people in that area thinking Tammy was a unicorn. Somebody in a cap and gown is probably a unicorn too.
That's so wrong. Harper, who are you giving yours to?
Ron White, when he talks about the fucking baby factories.
Right there with you. Yeah. I'm giving it to Ron.
They fucking bombed those damn baby factories thinking they're building atomic bombs.
Right. And the poor babies don't have no milk.
I know, huh? What the fuck? Good job, Sports Golf.
Right. Hey, if you're not a patron, consider becoming one. Go to tinyurl.com/BTTpatron. Great way to support the show on an ongoing basis every month. Plus, you get the patron-only episodes and an opportunity to come on the show. I want to thank the Hall of Fame patrons, Al S., Ari Miller 39, at Justin_Andretti, Jay Shiny 21, Natural Hacksaw, Thin Man Within, Slider 91, Justin Rasmussen, at Shep Daddy 32, at USC 49er Dodger, Gerald Green III, at Tiog 94, at SV Padgett, at Martin Howell 71, at Tim Moretti, at Gobbled Unreal, at Unconvinced Ray. Thanks for being Hall of Fame patrons. We appreciate it and all that you do to support the show. And we're going to get out of here with that. Follow us on Twitter, BTT_podcast, at Mike504Saints, at Hardbody, at CJH Houdat, I'm sorry. And check out all the links. Buy some Pro Wrestling tees. Buy some T-Publix tees. We'd appreciate it. Shout out to the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing, Crockett and Malonis, Mondays and Thursdays on the NAI Network. Check them out, doing some classic stuff as well. Doc, anything else before we get out of here?
And you need to get that damn internet fixed. No.
Bruh, for real. You ain't lying about that. So, with that said, I think we're about to get up on out of here. Doc, hit the tagline and take. Harper, you got anything else?
I can do it. I can do it.
No, that's okay.
It's Harper's thing. I don't want to steal his only joy.
Fucking bitch.